Hello Virgo. So welcome to the channel. Thank you to everyone for subscribing. Thank you for all your awesome comments, your support of each other, your support for me. Now, as far as the cards we're going to be using today, I'm not wasting any time going over what those are. There are a lot. There are so many. They just had me, when I started praying and preparing to shuffle, they just had me start laying them out. So that's why they're out on the table, because you're going to find it's a whole hodgepodge mix of stuff today. So I'm going to go ahead and move these. We're going to flip over the cards and see what we've got here. Now, a warning, I do have the Casanova cards mixed in here. So they are explicit adult images. So if you have children, you would not want your children to be around the camera. So let's go ahead and get these. I'm going to stand up so I can make sure you guys can see them. And hopefully you'll be able to see them well enough that we don't have to move them around a whole lot. Okay, those are good. Yeah, what did I tell you? It's a total mix of cards. Typically, for those of you that have been following the channel for a while, typically for your key messages until we get to recommendations, they typically use tarot cards for those, and then the oracle when it comes to recommendations, but that is not their plan today. Today they're going all out. Okay, good. Now this other row should be fairly thorough. Because they are covering a number of different areas, and they also had me pull out the bottom of 3 of the decks, which I have sitting over here. So whenever they say we're going to look at those, we'll flip those over too. Okay, good, you can see those. So let's see here. We have the situation. What is challenging you? What is going on in your mind, or rather how you are seeing the situation? The recent history and or why did that happen? What you need to know, and then what the angels are recommending that you do at this time. Now, I'm going to lift these up because there's some details in here. This is your situation. So the first card that you have is receptivity. And can you see this figure that's here? She's standing here. The lotus flower is essentially in the place where her head would be. And she has this lotus flower rising up, all this water behind her. This card is about the feminine side of our energy, the feminine side of us, that receptivity, that receptive quality of opening up to our emotions. It's also about not having an overactive mind, because again, she's got this lotus flower there. She's not stuck in her head. She's not constantly spinning in circles, overthinking things. This is about also entering a time of multiple blessings, because you see the stuff's flying out everywhere, one thing after another. You are on the cusp of having multiple blessings, multiple things to be thankful for. Your cup will flow over. And for many of you, you know that. And you're like, okay, I'm ready to receive. I'm ready already. The lotus flower has risen. If you're familiar with lotus flowers, they grow in murky, ucky mud. And that's where many of you have been. You've been trudging through the mud. It's been painful. It's been challenging. You've had to do a lot of growth and a lot of development, a lot of spiritual awakening. You've had a lot of epiphanies, a lot of ahas. For a number of you, this chapter that's closing could be a legal matter, could be a legal dispute, could be a dispute with a business partner, could be a conflict situation at work, could be changing careers, but you have something that's ending. You're ready for it to end. You're ready to receive new. You are finished with these challenges. You have made it through the muddy, murky waters, and you're like, okay, I'm ready. Bring it in. Bring it in, God. I've got my arms open. I'm ready to receive it. Why do I still have my arms open? Why haven't you dropped my blessings in my arms? You're ready. You want that. Now, this other card you have, now this is reversed, but so that you can see it at the bottom, it says traveling. And this card, if it were upright, it's all about, not staying, because if you can see, I don't know if you can see this tiny little figure. He's working his way up the mountain. And you've got all these clouds, and down here you've got the sun. You're heading to the sun. You're heading to blessings, fulfillment, joy, bliss, happiness, all the things that you desire. You're just on this path. Many of you have been really focused about the end because, when this card's upright, it's all about, not just focusing on the goal, but enjoying the journey, because the journey in and of itself is very sacred. It's very significant. That's what's helped you grow. That's what's helped you evolve. That's what's helped you step into the person that you are, the person that you have become. This is all about transformation and change. It could be about physically going from one place to another. Maybe you're physically moving. It's not happened yet. But this card, it's also, if it were upright, it says accept and allow the new, accept and allow this change, accept and allow this new chapter, but it's reversed. So what's going on is many of you are not allowing the new. Well, we know most of you, all of you, are not allowing the new, which is what Archangel Michael was saying last night. The reason you want this ending, you want things to close, you want to move forward, you want to accept your blessings, but you can't do that because you're not allowing the new to come in. For some of you, you know things are going to change. You know things are transforming. You know that you're nearing the sun. But for some of you, you are beginning to question that. You're beginning to question, did I skip off this mountain? Am I really walking on the side of the mountain? Am I really walking on the side of the cliff? No, you're working your way all the way up there. But because there's a lack of clarity, because you don't have this certainty, you don't have this definite knowing, you're moving toward bliss. You're moving toward the sunshine, but it's an act of faith. You're doing so blindly, and you are being encouraged to keep moving forward. There is transformation. There is this joy, this bliss, this happiness at the end. You just don't know all the details, and for some of you, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, why are things stuck? Now, for some of you energetically, what they're saying is because you have you're very worried about this ending, like, oh my gosh, why is it not over? Why isn't this chapter closed? Why am I not reaping the rewards? Why am I not getting these benefits, these blessings, these gifts? I know, I've seen all the signs. I'm quite certain this is going to happen, but why is it not happening? You're so focused in your mind and your thoughts about why is it not happening? Why am I stuck? That it's causing a little bit of delays and stuck. Know that you are heading in the right path. You are heading in the right direction. It is a journey. It's also, they're saying, a divinely timed and orchestrated journey, because there's a number of things that are happening. So although you fear that things are stuck, you fear that, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to get to my bliss. I'm not going to get to my happiness. I've been working so hard for this. You are. You are. They're just trying to knock some stuff down right now. That's all. You have the Tower, and this is really disaster, something that is a striking or sudden revelation that comes in, a complete upheaval, a complete shift, change, transformation, something that is rapid. And it's rapidly falling down because it's tearing down something that was built upon a faulty foundation. See, this tower is built up along a cliff, and you've got all this rocky water. It's not built in a sturdy location, a solid foundation. So for some, maybe it's a relationship that's falling apart. The relationship was not built on a solid foundation to withstand the test of time to begin with. The relationship was developed and built for, maybe at that time when it began, it had served its purpose at that time, but now it doesn't. Maybe you jumped into a relationship, maybe it was a rebound relationship, or maybe you jumped into a relationship because you didn't want to be alone, or maybe you jumped into relationships and stayed in it for money. You do this for me, I'll do this for you. But it's not a solid foundation. It wasn't built on a solid foundation, so now it's time to come down. This is also telling us the old has to fall away to open up for the new. This falls away in order for new beginnings, in order for you to be able to build something new. Because what happens when the tower builds down? Well, we have to build a new home. We have to build a new structure. That person, that place, that situation, not our home anymore. It's time for that to go bye-bye so we can build new. And that's where you're at. Going from one to the other. Things are falling down. Things are falling apart. They want you to know that is why it does not appear that you're there yet. But you're very close, because you see how turbulent this storm is? The tower is going to be knocked down very, very quickly. All the birds, they have all vacated. They're like, this is going down, and we are not going down with it. We're done. Deuces. We've got to go. We've got to go build a nest elsewhere. This doesn't work anymore. This is a violent, violent storm. Violent, being ripped down from the heavens. So this chapter is going to close. It is nearing the end of close. And you're right on the brink of it finally being done. There's a couple 9s in here. You're very, very, and you've even got a 10. You're very close to it being done. and over and receiving these new blessings, these new beginnings. Now, what's challenging you? You have adventure reversed. Now, if this is upright, this is all about, you see there's this little toddler and there's like this rainbow. The toddler looks like, they're coming to the edge of this cliff. Children are very trusting. They have this sense of adventure. They want to go out and they want to explore. They're like, oh man, what are those beautiful colors? Oh my gosh, I gotta go check that out. I want that. I want some of that. They don't worry about all the details. They don't worry, how's this going to work out? They don't worry, okay, what if I fall off the edge of this cliff and I just fall to my demise and my death? Oh my gosh, I'm too fearful, forget it. I'm not going. I'm going to stay right here in my comfy zone because I'm comfortable here. Yeah, it's dark, but I'm familiar with it. I'm not familiar with what's on the other side. So I'm not going to take the steps forward and venture forward for fear that, oh my gosh, what if I die? What if it's all over? What if I've given up my comfort for not realizing you're giving up what you've known for something so beautiful, magical. I mean, these are the colors of the rainbow. This is something magical. This is something blessed. But you are not trusting. You are not stepping forward. You are not allowing yourself to be led and guided into the adventure, the new beginning of a lifetime. For most of you, it's because you are truly fearful of how is this going to turn out? I don't know all the details. God's not giving me all the details. I mean, I get a lot of signs, but this is totally uncharted, undiscovered territory. Ooh, I don't know. Might get burnt, might get some thorns stuck in my leg. I might get some disease that kills me before I even make it to the cliff and fall and die. But you're not going to fall off the cliff. You do have to take a leap of faith. Because for a number of you, this new beginning, which is the thing that's stalling your ending, this new beginning does require a leap of faith. It does require you to trust that something magical awaits you and just walk toward it and trust that when you get to the edge, you are going to fly, because you will. If they're saying all these birds, you are going to fly. But you've got to allow yourself to get to the edge and take that leap of faith. You are challenged. You are not moving forward because you are not trusting. You are not taking a leap of faith. And that is why you are stuck. Many of you are allowing things to come up and keep you from moving forward and taking that leap of faith because you have this partnered with this card, Stay Focused. Kuthumi is the name of this Ascended Master here, if I pronounced it right. If not, it's okay. Hopefully it's close enough for government work. He's got lovely blue eyes though. But it's stay focused. This is all about staying focused on our heart's desires, our dreams, our wishes, our goals, our intentions, our priorities. Not allowing distractions and drama and other people's desires and demands and wishes to slow us down and deter us, to keep us from reaching the promised land, to reaching what we desire, to finally getting to that magical place of happiness, to finally getting to these blessings that we desire, to getting this new beginning. Not allowing anything to stop us from flying. It's a challenge for many of you because you are allowing distractions. For some of you, you've got a relationship that's supposed to fall apart. You are allowing that person to make you feel guilty and bad and like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do without you? How could you do this to me? It's kind of a manipulative, because I get for many of you that they're not coming from a place of, oh my gosh, I love you so much. I really wanted to build something with you. I really wanted to have something with you. It's more of a guilty, what will our friends think? What will our family think? What will our kids think? How could you do this to me? You told me this. For some, they could even be using health, but it's to make you feel guilty. And you're allowing them to keep you there, even though you don't want to be in the relationship. It's been very emotionally turbulent. There's been a lot of arguments, a lot of strife, a lot of conflict. You've known it's been on a faulty foundation for a long time. Some of you, you've just not been able to have that conversation to end it, they're saying. You want to, you think about it, but you're not doing it, so you're stuck. So you're not getting to your happiness, you're not getting to your new beginning. For others of you, this card is about, remaining positive. Because we're focused, because some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, is this ever going to happen? Is this ever going to end? Is this, am I ever going to get the verdict? Am I ever going to get the decision? Is, this finally going to be over? Am I ever going to be able to move forward? And because it's taken so long, some of you are starting to begin to doubt and worry and stress, and you're spinning your minds and about the outcome. But they're encouraging you. That's what's challenging you, because now you're in this state of, oh my gosh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And you're imagining the worst situation. And that is energetically keeping things stuck. Instead of looking at it positively, no, you know what? This is going to be a blessing. This chapter is going to close and it is going to bring in something magical. They're encouraging you, stay positive. about the outcome. And for some of you, it's about this new chapter that's going to open, because for a number of you, you are not opening up to this new chapter. Okay, for nearly all of you, they're saying there's this new chapter. You know what the new chapter is. This falls, this starts. Bam. But you're fearful about this new chapter. You're fearful about this new relationship. You're fearful about this new business, this new venture. Some of you, it could be you're starting a degree. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new relationship, but a large number of you it is. But it could be, leaving a business partnership, venturing out on your own. I mean, they're saying it's a number of situations, but for everyone, you are leaving one chapter, moving into the next. And for majority of you, you are fearful of how this new situation, this new opportunity, this new love, how things are going to turn out. So because you're fearful of how it's going to turn out, you are not walking toward it. You're not taking that leap of faith. You are not trusting that God is bringing you blessings. God is bringing you magical new beginnings. You don't know, you're going to have a unicorn pop up over the other side, and you're going to mount that and ride off into the beautiful day. Because you're not trusting. Because you're fearful. Because they're saying you're not trusting the numerous signs and messages that they have been bombarding you with. How many signs do they have to give you for you finally to commit to yourself, to commit to your happiness, to commit to your priorities, to commit to the things that you desired? To no longer allow yourself to be deterred or delayed, nor allow your fear to delay you from moving forward toward your destiny, taking that leap of faith. Many of you, how you're seeing this situation, you have these three different cards. And they're all like complete opposites. Fire, water. This couple that's in this embrace, this would be 6, this would be the lover. You see, they're in this embrace. Things appear to be one way, but they're really something different. So if anyone was out here in the water and went by them, they would think that they're friends, they're family, they're just in an embrace, they're just hugging each other. Maybe they haven't seen each other in a long time. How are you? It appears to be innocent. However, if anyone's on this side, what they're hiding is this sexual attraction, this pull, this lust, this passion. But they're not showing that to the outside world. So it's about, things having two sides, A, B. Decisions, choices, coming to the point of a crossroad where we have to make a choice. It's also about the start of a brand new relationship. Matters of the heart. Finally understanding the truth, seeing the truth of things, seeing the truth of the situation, finally seeing things for what they really are. Because this isn't an innocent embrace. This is a whole lot more. You've got A, what's being shown, B, what the truth is. You've got A and B. Oh, okay. So this is spirit of fire. You've got, this is about, bottom line, this is about facing our fears and taking some risks, taking that leap of faith, no longer doing things the way we always have, be it out of comfort, out of fear, out of worry about how are people going to see it, what are they going to think. It's about, transformation, breaking free of those old habits and addictions and patterns and beliefs and thought patterns and going in a whole new direction. Because fire is very important. Fire can help us sustain our life, maintain our life, because it will keep us warm, it will cook our food. It helps us live, it helps us survive, but at the same time, the fire can come in and totally destroy our life. It can burn down our home. It can take our life in a fire. It can totally engulf everything. Now on the flip side, so fire, it's action, passion, drive, it can be lust. Then you have the spirit of water, which is emotions, connection, intuition. This card is all about, bottom line, it's having that emotional fulfillment and richness in our lives. Finally, embracing that which has deeper meaning. Trusting our intuition. Allowing our inner child to run the show. Inner child, children, we're also joyful, we're happy, we're excited, we enjoy life. We are innocent, we trust, we love, we don't hold back our emotions. This is about allowing your inner child to be free. Also trusting that you're on the right path, trusting that intuition. And for many of you, this is about not stuffing down, not stifling your emotions. Be it hiding and ignoring your own emotions personally or hiding them from someone else. So what they were saying is, we're going from one to another. We have one chapter ending, we have one chapter beginning. So for some of you, a relationship. You have a relationship ending, a new relationship beginning. For some of you, you have had relationships. You see this fire that's built, it's very phallic, all these sticks. So for many of you, you have been in relationships, or you are in a committed relationship at this time, and they have just been founded on sex, passion, lust. But there really hasn't been much more to it. Maybe you've been in multiple relationships simply for sexual gratification, those more basic animalistic desires. And that's worked for you. It's worked for you. But you're now seeing this situation, you're like, this doesn't work for me anymore. I mean, sex has been good, sex has been fun, but it's not fulfilling me. It's not working for me anymore. For some of you, maybe you've been a sex addict. Maybe you've stayed in sexual relationships, because again, this is about releasing those old patterns, those old behaviors, those old addictions and habits, so that you can go in a new direction. You can transform your life. So for some, maybe you've been fearful of commitment. So you've just been in these lighthearted sexual relationships where there's no commitment. Maybe they're open relationships, and you're like, okay, it's time to face your fears, because now you've now seen that this doesn't work anymore. You're ready to move in a new direction. You want fulfillment. You want emotional fulfillment. You want that depth, that meaning in life. You desire that. So for some of you, it really is ending a relationship with one person so that you can move into a relationship with another. And many of you know who the relationship is with the new person. And for some, they're like total opposite people. Now, they're saying there's not, okay, because I'm thinking that, there's going to be total confusion. But they're saying no. Those of you in this situation, you're going to know that which situation is you. So trust your intuition. If you're feeling like this is you, then it is. But they're saying you're going to clearly know. Okay, so we have one group. You are in a relationship which to some had appeared to be an innocent relationship. Maybe it was just a friendship or a business partnership, and you made it appear to the world that's all it was. But in reality, it was just a whole bunch of sexual kinkery. Or, yeah, you were in it. It was an intimate relationship. For many of you, could have been founded on sex, sexual attraction, lust. But that's what it was. And now you're like, that doesn't work for me anymore. I want more. This is the relationship that's fallen down. This is your chapter that's closing. You know that it's closing. For some of you, this is a relationship where you have made it appear to be one way to the general public. Maybe you are having it look like this is such an amazing relationship. You're oh so happy. Everything's so grand. It's just happy as can be. Life is amazing. But really, it's the complete opposite. You're miserable. You're unhappy. They're miserable and unhappy. You do nothing but argue and fight all the time. You want to be free of this. You're realizing, I just jumped in this because it was fun. The sex was good. We got to travel and do fun things together. Or maybe for some of you, it helped me forget someone else, or it just helped me. For some of you, they're saying to like not be alone. But you're now seeing the situation. You're now seeing that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I hate being in this relationship. How in the heck am I going to get out of this relationship? Some of you feel caged. You feel stuck. Okay, so for some of you, there may have some bird on a wire. We're also going to be talking about more birds. Okay, but you feel caged. You feel stuck. You feel trapped. You want this to end. You're seeing the relationship same thing. It's not working for you. You want to move forward, and you're ready to do that. But they're saying, but you need to do it. You need to end it. Some of you may be doing like bad behavior, like really going over the top to really infuriate your partner so that they will break up with you so you don't have to be the bad person calling it quits. But they're saying you need to start doing this with integrity. Many of you, you're doing that because you don't want to feel bad, because you don't want to be the bad person that's ending it. But it's really you're being the bad person by hanging on when you know that you don't want to be in it anymore. And you're doing it for the right reason, because they're saying most of you are doing it because you don't want to hurt them. So instead, I'm going to do bad behavior. I'm really going to piss them off. So they're going to just throw me out, throw my stuff out in the yard and be done with me. Then, whew, I'm off the hook. I don't have to end it. You are going to need to end this. You are going to need to have that conversation. And you will find that they will actually be relieved. Because for some of you, for all of you, they are not happy either in the relationship. But they will actually be relieved that you ended it, because for some of you, they're in the same situation where they want it to be done too. They're just not having that conversation with you. So do both of yourselves a favor and have the conversation. Now, for another group of you, this will be your new chapter. This is a relationship. This is someone that you've known. For many of you, okay, for most of you, this is a divine partnership. For a number of you, this is your twin flame. This is your twin. This is someone that you have met, you've gone in separate directions, you haven't talked to each other, it could be months, years, but you're fearful that the relationship, from their perspective is just sexual, because they haven't told you how they feel. Because again, it appears one way, but it's actually a different way. So from your perspective, you don't believe that they're in it to win it. You don't believe they're all in. You don't think that they have, even though intuitively you feel that and know that, they haven't told you that. They haven't shared that. They've kept those things completely to themselves. You're fearful that, what if they've just viewed this as some sexual fun thing? They don't really feel the depth, and I don't know if I can do that. For others of you, they had a relationship with someone else where to you, they weren't honest and forthright. It's not that they lied to you, they just weren't honest. Maybe they made you think that it was a friend of theirs or a business partner of theirs, but in reality they were having sexual kinky-ery with that other person, or they were married to that other person, or in a committed relationship with that other person. They neglected to tell you that. So now you're fearful of, okay, I know that's my new chapter. I know they're my new chapter. What if they keep pulling this crap? I'm not going to tolerate this. I will not allow this. So instead, many of you are just like, forget it. I'm not even going to take a step in their direction, allow them to come in my direction, even though I know they're my magical new beginning, because I just think it's going to be a train wreck. I think they're going to be messing around again. I think they're not going to open up and share their emotions. I think it's going to be radio silence again, and I'm just fearful that's what's going to happen, so forget it. I'm just going to sit here and wait for my chapter to close so I can go find a new chapter. But this is your new chapter. They're saying you can't run from it. You know that. And many of you, they're saying, for those that this is a twin flame, it's not that you haven't wanted to, okay. They're saying it's not that you've run from it. It's not that you haven't wanted it. You deeply do want it. You deeply love them. You deeply care for them. But there has been so much that's transpired between the two of you. You're fearful. What if they come back in and do the exact same stuff they've done before? What if they truly haven't transformed? What if they're just looking for surface relationships again? I cannot be hurt again. So for some of you, it's like a subconscious fear that, oh my gosh. So, because I know for many of you, you're like, no, I love my twin, I love my twin. Okay, I know we all love our twin. I love my twin very much. But there is this, for a number of you, there is this deep fear and worry, which is why you don't even realize that you're energetically pushing them away. But if you look at things, you'll kind of see that, oh man, oh snap, I guess I am. Okay. So Archangel Michael wants me to share to help, this will help some of you identify that this could be a block of yours, because many of us have it. My twin, love him very much. Love, love, love him unconditionally. Would love to be with him. I, like many of you, he and I have had a number of experiences and things through our spiritual growth and development. Now, as I've been preparing for this, my retirement, it's interesting because when I've talked to a couple of my friends who are also psychics, mediums, intuitives, they'll always bring him up. It's like, I don't ever ask about him. I don't ever ask about love. I don't care to know about love. I just want to know, when am I going to be finished suffering through this hellacious situation I've been dealing with at work for so many years? When is this going to be over? Physically, mentally, emotionally, it's been horrible. When is that going to be over? That's all I care to ever know about, and get their confirmations on some stuff I've been told. And yet, my twin always comes up. Every single time. And I'm like, but I don't need to know about any of that. I just want to know about my retirement. When am I going to close this chapter of my life? And then there's even been times, because I very rarely will pull my own cards, because the nice thing is when the angels chat to you all the time, they chat all the time, they'll give information, and I'm very thankful that they do. But there have been a few times that I'll just sit down and pull my own cards, like, what's blocking my retirement? Why is this not moving forward? What's the deal? And every single time I've done it, love comes up, twin flame comes up, romance comes up. And I'm like, look, I'm sick of you angels pulling jokes on me. You all have a good sense of humor, but I don't think your sense of humor is funny right now. Like, I need to know, no joke, why is my retirement not moving forward? I'm in misery, physically, mentally, emotionally. When are you going to close this chapter for me? I have written God and country trying to get some assistance. When is somebody going to come up in here and help me? Please stop playing with the whole romance thing. I need to know how to get my retirement over. Every time romance comes up. Every single time, because that is my key to closing this chapter, because that's my next chapter. And even though I may consciously think, okay, I don't want to deal with romance thing, okay, romance will be great when this is all over. Subconsciously, it's because at a deep core level, until I finally have done my releasing work to release that stuff, at a deep core level, there has still been this fear of, what if he comes back and it's the same? What if he's not open? What if he's not going to share his emotions? What if he's got someone else? What if it's going to be a play of before? Or for some of you, they're saying, what if he doesn't respond to me? What if he doesn't communicate? What if he's closed off? What if it's a repeat of the struggle before? So subconsciously, you've kind of blocked it off because you're fearful. You want it. You just don't want it like it's been in the past. You want it the way you know it can be. You want it to be magical. You know it. You know it will be magical if he is open and if you're both on the same page. But there's this deep-seated fear because there's been this back and forth for many of you for years. They're like, I cannot do another round of back and forth. I cannot do another round of back and forth. But to have your one chapter close, it's not going to be back and forth. What they're saying for some of you is the way he was, the person he was. So for some of you, yes, he was in the relationship in the past with you, just in it for sexual reasons. For some of you, he just thought it was some sexual draw, some sexual attraction, like, oh, baby, she lights my fire. Just thinking about her gets me going. He did the same for you. You knew it held something deeper, however. You knew it was more. He just thought, wow, this is amazing. I've never had sex this good in my life. This is great. But what you need to know, you have grown and evolved spiritually. He's your twin. He is you. He too has spiritually grown and evolved. The things that he desired in life in the past have changed. He no longer desires those things. The things that have fulfilled him in the past no longer fulfill him, just like you. Friendships, activities, things that you used to enjoy that really brought excitement and happiness to your heart, to your life, no longer do that for you because it's changed. It doesn't mean that the things in the past were bad. They weren't. They were great for where you're at. You're just now at a different point. You enjoy different things now. They likewise are the same thing. They used to not want to commit to relationships out of fear, or they would jump from relationship to relationship, or they would not share their emotions. For many of you, it appeared to you that they had no emotions for you, but they're actually deep emotions. They now realize that. They want to share that with you. Allow them to share that with you. But what they're saying is, because again, these cards are, what's going on? What's racing in your mind? What are you thinking? How do you see this situation? So for many of you, you are fearful that it's going to be this situation, or that things, again, won't get to that depth, won't bring you the fulfillment, won't bring you the things you desire, that he's not going to open up and share his emotions, that he's going to be a closed book again, where you're just blabbing and sharing it all, and he's not opening up and sharing anything. He's a different person. They want you to know things are not as they seem, because you have not seen him since he has gone through his growth and evolution and his healing. You have yet to see the remarkable man that he is. Trust. Now, as far as recent history and or why this happened, we're going to pick these two up because they've got some details. But that, you guys should be able to see that. I've got 2 dogs now in my lap. You should be able to see that fairly clearly. The angel wings with, okay, fine, we'll pick it up. Archangel Michael told me, just pick it up. He wants you to see the flame, because for a lot of you, this is a twin flame situation. Okay, recent history and or why did this stuff that happened in recent history happen? You've got 10 of Wands. This is all about feeling weighed down and overburdened and really struggling to make it because, we've taken on too much. We've taken on all of be it in a work situation or a romantic relationship or whatever the situation is, we've taken on all the work. They're not carrying their load. We're carrying everybody's load. Or whatever the situation is where you're just struggling because you've got so much to do, so much on your shoulders, just such a heavy weight. And it's been a struggle. And for some of you, they're saying you feel like everything has been a struggle. Like, oh my gosh, no matter what, it's a struggle. But you're feeling very battle weary. Because this is a hunter, he's a warrior. You're feeling battle weary and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, such a struggle. Oh my gosh. Am I ever going to make it to the finish line? Am I ever going to make it to the top of the mountain? Like this poor horse, he is huffing. He is weighed down. He is struggling to breathe. He's like, oh my gosh, could you get off and walk yourself? Because I can't carry you anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't take care of both of us anymore. I cannot do this. Then you have this 4 of Wands card, but this is reversed. Now, if this card were upright, this would all be about coming to an agreement, coming to a solution, meeting in the middle, compromise, peace. It could also be prosperity, blessings, offerings, returning to a time of simplicity, because she's bathing in the river. That's basic simplicity. but it's reversed. Now, I don't know if you can see this. There's this cloaked, shadowed figure hidden behind her. She's not even aware that he's watching her bathe. She's in her own world. She has dropped all of her clothing, dropped her guard, let her guard down. Doesn't even know that someone's there. But it's reversed. So you're feeling stressed. You're feeling as though you can't go on anymore. You thought you would have come, so for those of you that's a legal battle, you thought by now you would have come to an agreement. You would have come to a solution. Things would have finally been over, but they're not, because you don't realize that there's someone that's causing issues, that's sabotaging the situation. So for some of you, this could be, if it's a legal battle with a business partners or business partners, or it could be any type of legal battle. It could be a situation with work, any situation, but there's someone that's hidden. Their intent is hidden. Their motives are hidden. They're not being honest. They're not being forthright. They're lying. They're deceiving you. There's deception. For those of you that this is a romantic partnership, maybe you kept trying over and over, and you're taking care of the person. You're carrying the load financially, mentally, emotionally. You're the one that's emotionally vested. Okay, so they're saying for those of you that there's a relationship that you know is the one that's falling apart, that has to end to have the new relationship, that relationship that has to go, you've been the one putting in all the work, you've been putting all the effort, you've been putting in all the time, you've been putting in all the money, and you're like, daggone, I'm worn out. I can't do this anymore. Why is this not working? Why can't we move forward? Why can't things be simple and happy and joyful, and we can just feel free and happy and just let our hair down and just love life? Because it's not, because it's meant to end. It's meant to be over, they're saying. This is not intended to be prosperous. It's not intended to grow. It won't come to a peaceful place. It's not going to come to a place of agreement. For those of you that this is like a divorce or relationship, or it could be even any committed relationship that's breaking up, for some of you, the reason it's not working out is because they actually have someone else. There's someone else in the picture. That is why it's never going to work, but it's not intended to work. Some of you in the recent history, you've discovered that there was someone else, but you've still not called it quits. For those of you, a legal battle situation that you're going through, there is someone, there's been lies, and if it's not a person, there's been secrets, there's been things hidden, kept from you, and that's why you're just like, oh my gosh, what in the world? When do things get easy? When do things turn around? But it has been a struggle. This relationship hasn't worked. This situation that is ending, you're moving in a new direction, career-wise, business-wise, romantically, because the situation you were leaving was only intended to last a short time. It was built on a faulty foundation. It was meant to serve its purpose so that you could move forward in your life. You have the Passion card. And you see, you've got these angel wings, you've got this heart and the flame flying above it. You know, flames ignite our soul. Passion is the flame that ignites our soul. It's desire, passion, drive, excitement for life, joy for life, excitement for all the pleasures of life and traveling and love and desire for knowledge and expansion and growth and development. And really having our passions help us discover who we are. So for a large number of you, this experience, this chapter that's falling away, it actually has helped you discover who you are. It's helped you grow. It's been muddy and murky, but look at you, baby. You are the lotus flower. You have risen above the mud and the ickiness and the nastiness and the treachery and the deception and the lies and the deceit and the total BS that you have had to deal with. But the purpose was to help you grow, to help light your life on fire, to ignite you with passion again. Because you've now discovered who you are. You are the lotus. You are ready to receive God's blessings. This happened so you would remember who you are. You are divine. This is a card that also reminds us that we need to open up and allow ourselves to elevate to that higher level, elevate to that higher sense of purpose, because you're not who you used to be. You're so much better. You have been upgraded 10 times. They're saying tenfold. You've been upgraded tenfold. So apparently that's going to have some meaning for some of you. They didn't like my word 10 times. Tenfold. You have been upgraded tenfold. You have made it through the mud. You have made it through the murk. This has happened because you need to allow this to fall away so you can step into the new you. You can step into your purpose. You can step into your mission. You can step into your awesomeness. And so that you can also have a passion for life again. Because for many of you, this situation, relationship, whatever it may be, it has really sucked your passion and your joy for life. It's just pulled it all out of you. You're just like, oh my gosh, I just don't know. They are going to be igniting this with your new chapter. But you need to remember that you are worthy of that. You are not the person that you used to be. You have risen above that. You are a new you. Let the new you shine. For some of you, they're saying to also not feel as though ashamed or guilt over the things that have transpired or the things that you may have done or not done in the past. We all make mistakes. That's why we come here to earth. We come here to learn. We come here to grow. And none of us get out of here without screwing up a lot, bad and big. But that's how we grow. Now, as far as what you need to know, you have, okay. So it starts off with this 2 possibilities card. Huh, it does. They're telling me that the eagle is in both these cards. So eagles, eagles are all about freedom and truth and knowledge and courage and honesty and wisdom. And of all the birds, like the eagles, they fly the highest. They have the most beautiful view. You see this eagle? He's flying. He's confident. He's powerful. He is very grand and in charge in his domain. He is flying around smoothly and effortlessly. He doesn't have any blocks. He is not contained. He is not trapped. He is not stuck. The skies are the limit. These cards are about what it is that you need to know. They want you to know that you do not have any limitations. Stop setting, they're saying to stop setting boundaries, stop setting limitations on yourself. They're also wanting you to not settle, stop settling, stop being content with less than. You have unlimited potential, you have unlimited possibilities. You are not small. Stop allowing yourself to feel as though you are small. Stop allowing yourself to feel as though you can't have the things that your heart is calling you toward. Stop allowing yourself to think that you can't have this magical new beginning because it's destined for you. You are deserving of it. You are worthy of it. You are capable of it. You just simply need to allow it. Because they're saying for a number of you, you are the ones putting the limit on yourself. Because some of you, you don't think it's possible. You don't think it's going to happen. You don't feel that you're worthy of it. But you are. You are the eagle. They're saying blessings in abundance are all yours. But you have to remember you are not small. You need to think big and know that you're about to receive big. Because for some of you, that's your block. Because be it fearful of how this new chapter is going to go, what's going to happen, and oh my gosh, whoa, what if it doesn't work out? You're putting yourself in a box. You're continuing to settle for a relationship, a toxic situation that just doesn't work for you. Or you went out of that toxic situation, relationship, but you're not setting yourself free because, again, what if the new stuff doesn't work? And it's funny that they were saying stop, that you're not small, because the next card you have is understanding. And if you look at this card, you've got this little bird, and he thinks he's trapped. You see, there's no bars there. The bars stop here. There's no bars. You are not caged. This bird is stuck in an illusion that this small little bird cannot get out. But he can't. There's no bars. There's nothing keeping him in there. Nothing keeping him stuck. He has all of his buddies out here. Come on, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's explore. Let's enjoy the world. Let's do this. But oh, he thinks he's stuck. But he's not. You are not stuck. You are not trapped. Allow yourself to feel the encouragement, the excitement, because you are being divinely encouraged by your entire team. You know, they were saying in the very beginning that they keep blasting you with signs and synchronicities and messages. I mean, how much clearer do they need to, Archangel Michael's saying, how much clearer do they have to make it? Because if you need them to come down and paint a picture, they could do that for you. And he's saying that cynically, but they can't actually, move things and stuff. They have tried to show you, just trust. Just allow this new beginning. For those of you that this is a divine love, a twin, a partner coming back, trust they're not who they were, and they will prove that to you. Whatever the situation may be, trust. Your whole team, they're showing you, they're giving you signs, they're giving you synchronicities, they're giving you messages. They're doing everything short of just grabbing your wing and pulling you out. But they're wanting to do that. because you are not allowing yourself to be set free. You need to know that it is safe for you to leave this situation that you've kept yourself caged in out of comfort. Many of you, you've been clinging to this relationship, this situation, and fearful of moving into the new situation because of fear, because of comfort, because of worries, some of you because of financial concerns, a large number of you because of financial concerns. They want you to know it's okay. Allow yourself to set yourself free. You are the only person who can set yourself free. No one is holding you here. You have your whole team encouraging you. Get out. Jump out. Take the leap of faith. Take that jump. You are guaranteed success, which they are even confirming for you with this Nine of Pentacles. And this Nine of Pentacles, it's about someone who is very self-sufficient. They are financially successful. They are emotionally grounded and successful. They are comfortable. They are refined. You see, she's achieved everything that she desires. This life that she wants, that she's been envisioning, she's been able to build it. And she's completely fulfilled. She has the money. She's tamed a tiger. She's got this beautiful fountain. She's got these trees that are bearing fruit. God's light is shining down on her. And she has love. You've got these two birds, a pair. You need to trust that everything that your heart desires, you are going to receive. As soon as you open to this new chapter and allow the old to go. Trust you are going to have everything. And trust that your finances will be taken care of. Because you've got clearing debts. And at the bottom it says your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. They want you to know you don't need to worry about finances. They are going to be taking care of your finances. So for some of you, maybe it's a divorce you're going through and you're fearful of, okay, how am I going to restart? Or for some of you, maybe you're worried, okay, I know I want to start this new relationship with this divine love. I know that I want to do that, but am I going to be able to financially take? Because maybe you've been with somebody in the past that's high maintenance, or maybe some of you were used for monetary reasons. Your divine partner that you're being drawn to, they don't care about your money. They don't need your money. You don't have to worry about that. Because some of you, they're saying that you have been used for money. Your divine partner, they're not interested in your money. They have their own money. You set their heart on fire. That's why they love you. That's why they're interested in you. You're like their whole enchilada. You're the whole package. Some of you just forgot that for a while. And they kind of forgot it too. But you do not need to worry about finances. And for others of you, they're saying you do very well for yourself financially. I don't understand why there's the concerns, because they're saying for some of you, you do very well. You do very well financially. But because of some of you could, because of past relationships, maybe they were very high maintenance and they made you think that you had to make a certain level of income, and they made you feel as though, okay, you don't make enough or you don't bring enough. And so now you're like, okay, well, now I've met this divine partner. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with her or him. And oh my gosh, I want to marry them. I want to build a life with them. I want to commit to them. I want to move forward. I want to do this. But what if I don't have the income that they want? What if they, look at me like someone in the past did because of finances, because I don't make, $400,000 a year or whatever that may be. They're saying that you are financially successful. You don't have to worry about that. That is something that's of no concern. And if you do move forward, and even if you grow a family, have children, you're still going to be able to take care of them financially, because you are going to be taken care of financially. Don't allow those fears to keep you stuck, to keep you from taking this leap of faith into something magical. God is taking care of your every need. Now, the last card, as far as what the angels are recommending, the first card that you have is the Rebel. And in this card, you should be able to see that fairly close. Okay, I'll pick these up. But I'm not going to knock the camera down for those last two. Okay, so these are, again, what the angels are recommending you do. You have the Rebel. Notice he's got an eagle here. You're the eagle. You're preparing to take flight. You're going to take that leap of faith. You're going to fly because you're powerful. You're amazing. You have courage. There's also some stuff with truth, like some things need to be cleared. The air needs to be cleared. But this is the Emperor. He is the master of his destiny. He is powerful. He creates what he wants. You see how he's broken these chains? So in order for you to do this, what they're recommending that you do is you break these chains that have kept you stuck. You are being encouraged to take responsibility for your life, to speak your truth. That's why they're talking about truth. Okay. Because for a number of you, in order to break these chains, maybe you have to have a relationship with someone to end the relationship. Break up, call it quits, say what you wanted to say, and you just haven't. You need to communicate that truth. See how the eagle's kind of whispering in his ears? You need to communicate that truth. Some of you, it's communicating the truth with the person that'll be coming in the new. For some of you, there's even like some truth, you know, maybe you're going through this legal battle and situation that, you know, how there's been things that have been hidden from you, deceptions, lies. And now it's not a recommendation of what you do, but they're wanting to forewarn you and let you know these next 2 weeks you're going to be receiving some truth, some information that will help you finally break free of these chains, help you finally get free of this situation. Then you're going to break free of this situation. If it requires you speaking up, if it's requiring you to have a conversation with someone, have that conversation. Take responsibility of who you are. Take responsibility of what you desire. Step into your power so that you can light this flame. You can ignite passion in your life again. You can enjoy your life again. Now, these next 2 cards, the first one you have is, these are both reversed. First one you have is Tower. Now, upright, this would be closure, loss, desperation, ruin, despair. Could be also atonement, because this is a church. This is actually the Church of Santa Maria Formosa, I believe. It's also about, you know, being tortured by our conscience. Then you have this 9 of coins. And this is betrayal. It can also be liberation. It can be abstaining from something for material wealth or material gain or material comfort. It could be having your cake and eating it too, the best of both worlds, because you see, she's in bed with her husband or the person she's in a committed relationship with. Meanwhile, she's got this other man who's in here sexually turning her on and taking care of her needs sexually. These cards are reversed. So what they're saying, because again, these are the recommendations, what the angels are recommending for you. So for some of you, you have been in a committed relationship, be it a marriage, a committed relationship, where you have not been fulfilled. You may have just stayed in that relationship because of the monetary gain, what it brought you, the security it brought you. You know how earlier they were saying some of you, you're in the relationship and it appears to be one way. Maybe you're staying in it for, you know, what family or friends will think. Maybe some of you are just a loyal person. You're like, maybe you're that loyal person who's like, I don't want to be the mean person and I don't want to be the one that calls it off. I'm going to make them do it. But you're in this relationship. It doesn't fulfill you. You're not happy with it. So you've been stepping out of the relationship. Now, for some of you, it could be your partner's been stepping out of the relationship. Okay. So they're saying, okay, there's a couple different situations and scenarios with this. Three people situation. Okay. So for some of you, you were in a marriage commitment relationship when you met the divine partner who would be your new chapter, your new beginning. Because again, this is about abstaining. Clearly, she is not abstaining from anything. She's just like, oh, baby, let me get it all. Some of you did abstain. You did push that person away because you were in another relationship, marriage commitment that, you know, kept you, for some of you, that's the relationship that kept you stuck. You couldn't break free of that relationship, so you let your divine partner go. And now you realize, oh, okay, I let the one go that now I want back. And this is reversed. So what they're saying is, those of you in that situation, they're recommending that you finally end the relationship that you have been stuck in. Because again, that's the relationship that's falling away and you know it, you have not released it. And the reason why they're saying it's going to be kind of confusing is because for those of you that you pushed away a divine love, that's not going to be over. Okay, so they're saying, there will be atonement. You will be forgiven. It does require truth because there was betrayal involved. And that truth, you'll need to clear the air with the person that's coming in. So for some of you, it's the chapter that's closing. It's having that conversation, allowing that to be over, allowing that to fall apart, and then having the conversation, sharing the truth with the new person. And it's not a new person. You already know them. Many of you, they are your twin flame that's going to be coming back in, but you do need to share the truth. For many of you, you know, there is this atonement, forgiveness. Now, for others of you, what this is saying is that there is a relationship that needs to end. Now, for some of you, it's a way of, because for some of you, they're saying that there's been betrayal in relationships because you have been in relationships with multiple people at once, hence the betrayal. But again, that way of life, that doesn't work for you anymore. For many of you, you do have a guilty conscience about that because you're like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Why did I do that? For some of you that you've got a twin, a divine partner, you're like, how could I hurt them that way? How could I deceive them that way? That's why you're tortured by your conscience. But they're saying that by releasing that, and they're saying, congratulate most of you because you have, but by fully releasing and forgiving yourself for those things that you've done, for those betrayals, for the deception, for the infidelity, for the lies, the relationship can be redeemed. Because for a large number of you, this is a twin that's coming back, you are very afraid that things aren't going to move forward. You want to move in her direction, or be in his direction. You want to have that conversation with them. You want to let them know, okay, I'm not who I used to be. I'm a new person. I, like you, have gone through these changes. I love you. I want to be with you. Can you forgive me? And being honest and forthright, sharing your truth, because by sharing your truth, you will be able to redeem that situation. It's not completely dead. It is not over. Now, for a large number of you, there is a person that you need to end a relationship with. We're going to start off first. This is healthful eating, and it has Archangel Raphael there. Now, for a small number of you, this could indeed be about changing your eating habits, your dietary habits, drinking more water, switching to organic foods, maybe a vegetarian diet. For those of you that this is something related to your sustenance, your food, you know that you've been getting messages and signs. So these next 2 weeks, go on ahead and make some changes to your diet. You know what those changes are. For the larger number of you, though, do you see how let's see if I can get this up here. You see how he's reaching up for this fruit? He's not grabbing the low-hanging fruit. He is not grabbing and picking up the fruit that's dead and withered and kind of nasty and has a sour taste off the ground. He is going for the juicy, yummy fruit up high on the tree. He's not settling for less. They're saying for those of you that have to end this relationship, because for some of you it is a relationship has to end for the new relationship to begin. Those of you that have to release the relationship, that's the bottom feeder. That's the fruit that's at the bottom of the tree. It's not getting fully ripe because it's getting too much shade, or that's the fruit that, it's fallen on the ground. But you've settled for it. You've settled for that relationship because, I didn't have to work for it. It was right there. Why not? I'll take a bite of it. It'll fulfill me for now. But now it's not fulfilling you. They want you to reach higher. Reach for the higher fruit, which is... That message is duplicated in this final card, which says set your sights higher, increase your standards, and expect more from yourself. Don't settle, because for a number of you, you need to stop rationalizing to yourself that this relationship or situation is okay, that it's working, that okay, I can still get by with it, I can muddle through it, it's not okay. It's not good. It's toxic. It is not working for you. You keep settling. You keep accepting the bottom fruit. You keep accepting the fruit on the ground. You keep accepting a relationship or types of people in relationships that don't fulfill you. They just don't work. Be it the same type of person, be it the same toxic stuff keeps coming up because you're settling, or you have up to this point been settling. And you compromise. Everything that you desire, you just give up on it because you make it all about that other person. Like, oh, look at this horse. He doesn't care that he's got him weighed down and he's about to have his legs give out underneath him, trying to carry his fanny up to the top of the mountain. He doesn't care. But that horse can't handle it anymore. So for many of you, you've been in relationships where you have totally compromised your needs, what you desire, what you want for the other person. You've accepted relationships that are not good for you. People that are not good for you. You've settled for it. You've put up with it. You've actually continued to stay in things that are well below what you deserve. It's time for you to stop. Stop it. You deserve better. You deserve the finest of fruits, and most of you have exactly that coming in. Now, for some of you that this is negotiations, because for some of you that this is you got a legal matter ending so that something else moves forward. It could be a business partnership ending so you can start a new company or something on your own. They're saying to not settle in those negotiations. So if it's some negotiations, something, do not settle. Stand firm for what you desire, what you want. For those of you that this is love, stop settling for lesser than what you deserve, because they are bringing you in, many of you, a divine love, a divine partner, but you just have got to open up and receive it. You deserve it. Know that. You truly deserve it. Now allow it. They're saying allow it to come in. Open up and receive those gifts. Because you see, has this Merkaba gift coming in. She just put her arm up and accepted it. They need you to accept this gift, accept this new beginning, because it's something magical and amazing. Now, before we wrap up, they had me... Oh, that's funny. Okay. So they had me pull these cards. ever at the bottom of the decks. Well, 3 of the decks. They told me 3 of these decks pull the cards on the bottom. And and it's funny because there was this card when I was shuffling the Casanova cards. So for some of you, see how that just flicked away? So for some of your 3-way relationships that you've had, the multiple partners, you all are flicking that away. So congrats, and congrats on flicking away that third-party relationship these next 2 weeks. And you see how effortlessly and easily that card just poof, flew clear over to my French doors? It was like almost effortless. They want you to know that this relationship you're going to be ending it really is going to feel like it's effortless and smooth. It really is. But the interesting thing is when I was shuffling the cards in the Casanova deck, this one card kept popping out. I'm like, what in the world? I kept shoving it back in and shoving it back in. But it was like the Empress. And the Empress card in that deck, it's about, the mother, the woman. It's all about fertility and new beginnings, giving birth to new beginnings and action and intelligence and just like, whole package. You are about, they're saying that's your outcome. You are about to give birth to this amazing new beginning. Because for some of you that are a man, this is the Emperor. And the Empress is his partner. The Empress is his other half. When you look at the court cards in the tarot deck, you have your pages and your knights and you have your queens and your kings. The Emperor and Empress, they are at the top of the echelon. They are the power couple. Majority of you, this is talking about a twin flame power couple. And not power to wield your power over others, but power to help humanity. Power to spread love, but also power just to enjoy life, enjoy each other. The reason that many of you've had such a challenge getting to this point is because you have a big mission here on Earth. And you've had to grow and prepare for that. Because, to whom much is given, much is expected. And you know that. Those of you in this situation, you know that you're here to do some remarkable things for people. But you're also going to be getting this love of a lifetime. Because again, the card that kept popping out, the Empress, these two divine couple. What I was laughing about is they told me to pull 3 of these cards from the bottom of the deck. And they have them in this order. The Knight of Wands. This is the Emperor card. He's reversed. And then they have this playfulness card. And it's funny because, Miss Allie, because when you look at these in the order, it's interesting because the first card is this Nine of Wands. And you see she's sitting here with her lion. And, she's been persistent and patient. She's been persevering a lot of battles, but she's also defensive. She's got her lion behind her. He's watching her back. But she's a warrior. And it looks like she's just relaxing. She's just chilling. But she's actually trying to think through, okay, what are my next steps? What are my next actions? How am I going to win this war? What am I going to do? But she's very leery. She's paying attention to everything. She's got eyes in the back of her head via her buddy who's watching her back. And again, just very defensive, very on alert. Very, you see how she's got this one torch in front of her to protect her heart. Don't come in and break my heart, or I will set you on fire with my flame. Interestingly, turn this upright so you can see this. This is a Temperance card. Now, he too has a wand in front of him protecting his heart, and you'll find he's completely cloaked from head to toe. Now, this card would be about upright, moderation and understanding and patience and listening. Now, reverse is like total opposite of that. Being reckless, making rash, abrupt decisions, doing things without any care or concern about what the outcome will be, what the results will be. But you see how they're sitting? Because in the past, he has done things without any thought or concern. Things have been done rashly, quickly, abruptly. He's not shared. See, he's not exposed. Nothing's exposed. Not even his mouth is really exposed. It's kind of hidden. You can see the bottom of his chin. So he's hiding his emotions. He's not communicating how he feels. He's not communicating at all. He's not sharing his emotions. He's not bearing himself. He's not open to true, deep intimacy, true, deep connection. So because of those things that have transpired, she has her back turned on him. She has her heart guarded and blocked. He's guarded and blocked, but he was guarded and blocked from the very beginning. She's on the defense, but the interesting thing is they're saying that he's now ready to come in and share because he's facing her direction. So they're saying for many of you, you are twin flames. Your current situation that you want to end, it will not end until you open to your twin, to your beloved, to your other half. And it's a little different on opening up to them on both sides. Both sides you have to trust. You know, she has to trust that things aren't going to be the same. She has to trust that he's different. He's going to communicate. He's going to open up. He has to trust that things really are as they seem. He has to trust he's not going to be lied to, deceived, manipulated, used. He also has to trust that when he opens up and shares his emotions, that they aren't going to be trampled on, because that is an experience he's had in the past, which is why he's been so closed off. It's interesting. You look here, there's this vase. Reminds me of the Sibila cards, well, the Sibila into Venus, where they have the prisoner, and it's just him in this like basement cell. He's not chained up. He can get up and move away at any point, but it's just him in this vase. Because he's somewhere that he doesn't belong. He's isolated in a prison where he doesn't belong. He's ready to break free of this prison. And for those of you that are listening, because I know that there are divine masculine that are listening at this point, you are ready to break free. And what they are saying, oh, that's funny. They're saying, hate to burst your bubble. There's actually this little bubble right here. Hate to burst your bubble, but the two of you are each other's key to moving out of the situation that you're in at this time. The two of you are the key to moving into this happiness, into this joy. And if you can, put down your guard. If you can both drop your guard, drop the false pretenses, communicate, open up and share with each other how you both feel about each other, you both have come to that point where you're both ready to share. So they're saying, those of you that are in this wave, that you know who you are. You're at that point. Just go for it already. Go for it already. Take that leap of faith. You know it's going to be magical. And the funny thing is, they're saying, like, if you can have the courage to finally put down this guard of yours, and even for those of you that it's a subconscious, you know, guard, like divine feminine, where you're concerned, what if he's going to come and it's going to be the exact same? And like you're like, oh, Nicole, but I really want it so bad. But when I was doing this reading, you were getting all types of signs and confirmation that, oh, crud, yeah, that's me. I don't even know why. It doesn't even take a lot of work. Just pray, ask that God, and as Jesus comes and helps, because those of you that are twins, you know that Jesus is very involved with twin flames. And there's a reason. One or two of the people in twin flame connections was here at the time that Jesus was here on earth. There's a whole lot of other stuff with it. But ask that God and Jesus, ask Archangel Michael to help you, and call on Archangel Raphael, because remember, Archangel Raphael is the master healer. And ask them to come in and help you relieve and release any of the blocks that are blocking you from coming into union. Anything that is blocking you from opening up and allowing your twin, allowing the love to come in. Ask them to completely remove all of those blocks for you. And they'll do that. Fellas, for you, if you need help having the courage to have the conversation, ask Archangel Michael to help you. Call on Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Michael will give you the courage and the strength. He'll be your buddy. He'll have your back. He can help you charge in there. Archangel Gabriel will help you have that conversation. Will help you with the words. And for some of you, they're even going to help you with the words to end this other relationship that needs to end. Because what they're saying is this is reversed. You're reversed. In the past, you have not wanted to communicate. You have not wanted to share your emotions with your twin, with your other half, with your divine partner, and even with the person. Because they are saying it's about half of you that are stuck in some relationship that you want to end. You haven't communicated and want to communicate your stuff with them either, but you're ready to communicate that. Do that. It's time to do that. And if you both can finally do the stuff on your end, to allow one another to come back in, so you're facing each other and you're on the same team and you've dropped your staffs, it's going to be magical. This is playfulness. This is enjoying life. You see, it's just there's all these sparkles and magic and enjoyment. The two of you will come into a state of bliss and happiness where life really is magical and where you can just enjoy each other. So a few of these next 2 weeks, you can finally do this. You both want it. So they're encouraging you to do that. You're right there. You're on the cusp. Go for it. So I wish you all a lot of love, joy, and blessings.